Bring that beat back, as they say. Bring that beat back.
Core growth and development plan.
Bring that beat back.
The Self Love Show, giving you more than vitamins and minerals. Food for your soul, information and plans integral to making your mind grow. With more growth and development, BS is irrelevant to the intelligent. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is what we represent. It's the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. We do it for our people. The Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show, it's the Self Love Show. To expose ain't no equal. The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. Story wordsmith 9 meals. The Self Love Show, the Self Love Show. You know how the story goes. It's the Self Love Show.
We're back. The views expressed in today's pod are those of the hosts, the guests, and are not necessarily reflective of any affiliates or TATN. Welcome to the Self Love Show on this that network or TATN. This is a spot where we dive deep into the intersections of mind, body, spirit, and culture. This is one of the co-hosts, 9 Millie. All praise to the ancestors, the Most High. For if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. And my late and beloved Mama Sky. I miss you every moment. In tonight's episode, we are going to get updates on the NFL, and we're going to begin our journey into the world's most breathtaking natural wonders. The places that remind us how small we are, how powerful the earth is, and how much beauty still exists beyond our daily routine. Part 1 will set the stage by exploring the first group of wonders on our list. Each one chosen not just for its scale or fame, but for the way it shifts our perspective the moment it's witnessed. As we break down these natural giants, we're just talking geography. We're not just talking geography. We're talking energy, symbolism, and the emotional impact these places have on the human spirit. These wonders have shaped culture, inspired myths, and pushed explorers to the edge of what's possible. And in their presence, people often discover something about self: courage, clarity, humility, or a deeper sense of connection. Tonight's episode blends storytelling, science, and self-reflection to show why these wonders matter and what they can teach us about our own lives. Whether you've traveled the world or are exploring through your headphones, Part 1 invites you to slow down, look up, and remember that the world is still full of magic. And so are you. So whip out your self-love vision and your 10 hats. This is the Self Love Show, and this is the revolution. And the revolution will not be on YouTube. These are lessons, not lectures. We're live in living color. Today is Thursday, April 23, 2026, at about 7:09 in Chiran. And as always, you cats can be anywhere in this magnanimous universe. But thankfully, we all chose to be here. That's right, together. That's right, here together. Bear down, bear down. What down, brother Wordsmith? What you manifesting today?
On me, I'm manifesting love.
Ditto, good brother. Pure, magnificent, unfettered, unfiltered. Some say tough, others have said harsh, but I can assure everyone it's self-love just the same. What's been going on in your neck of America since we last popped out?
For a fact today that I'm coming straight from the dentist, and man, my mouth still paralyzed, bro. I don't know. Yeah, he had to do extra, but that needs extensive work. So that's what happens. But if I'm slurring a little bit already, this part of the show, then that's why.
It'll get better. It is Comfort Dental Studios.
Yes,
Dr. Law went over there. And, I mean, not Dr. Law. Big ups, Dr. Law, by the way.
Dr. Law's the business.
Brother Newman, he came from the dentist too and said the same things. Like they gave him extra. He said his whole mouth was, uh, you know what I mean? You're an animal in a 3 Club. You didn't need any of that.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, I did because teeth, nerve, this, yeah. It was.
I hear you, bro.
He's like, oh, sensitive. Okay,
Yeah, sensitive.
we're gonna
Yeah,
fix that. Yeah, animal. So he said we're gonna fix that.
yeah, yeah.
He said he had to jack me up because yeah.
Did he work on you or one of the underlings?
Oh no, it's him.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not.
great.
Yeah,
You're not dealing with the underlings.
no, that. Yeah, never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, we're gonna monitor the NFL. We're gonna monitor the dope in this brother's system as the show goes on. Uh,
Woo-wee.
all right. What to expect on today's the Self Love Show? We already started with the quote of the day, and then a very short, more growth and development platform video. That's what we stand upon. And then we got we don't do that anymore. And then we'll get straight to topic. Which is ranking the top 9 natural wonders of the world, part 1. This is a riveting 2-part series. All right. Please smash that like button. We appreciate that. But first, you got any announcements there, fella? Well,
Yes.
all
Yep.
right.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I've got technical difficulty. Wait, what's going on here? This is not operating as it should. Okay, there we are. Yes. Midwest Festivals presents Ancestor Echoes, 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 glamping at its finest. It's a house music extravaganza,
We glamping, we cool, cool glamping.
and it goes up, down, and all around with every part of house music sound, and it's glamping, glamping, glamping.
Pop out, y'all. Pop
You
out.
gotta be there,
Yeah, this brother's feeling good. Hey, bartender, I want what he's having and make it a double.
man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you get the oxys, the laughing gas?
I must have, because man, I'm telling you, I feel amazing.
Oh, that is fantastic. Y'all stop the violence. All right. It's not cute. It's not a good look out there. Use your words, not your blicks. Okay. We believe in self defense, but we don't believe in that dumb stuff that's perpetuating out there in the street. Every time you do the dumb stuff, there's a younger one watching you, and then they're going to do the dumb stuff too. And it's going to be all thanks to you for the most part. Okay. Get your checkups. I got a doctor's appointment scheduled for early May. So, make sure you're getting yourself checked out mentally, physically, et cetera, and dentally, as this brother's done. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. If there's anyone who's traveled to some of these natural places, let us know. We want to hear about it. That's why you're here. Now, there's a lot of stuff that we could have included, like the Mariana Trench. But I don't think anybody's visited there. I'd like to do some. What do you call that when you go outside your mind? You let your body leave your mind.
Yeah, uh, travel.
You know what I'm talking about.
Look, yes. It's traveling. It's what's traveled. Out of body travel.
Yeah, like that. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know exactly.
I'd like to go down in the Mariana Trench. I wonder if the CIA has ever asked one of those guys to go down in there and see what kind of stuff's going on down there.
Wow, man. You know what's ironic and iconic is just yesterday I went to the mound, Monk's Mound at Cahokia
Did you?
in southern Illinois.
I
Yeah.
remember you were saying you wanted to pull up over there.
Yeah. I had pulled up there before, and took a little pictures of it, but I didn't have time to go up. But this time I got to go up to the top of the Monk's Mound. Yeah, bro.
Did you
It's
feel anything in your bum?
No, I didn't feel anything in my bum. Okay. Yeah. Well, I got up there and you could see the arch from St. Louis from the
Oh, word?
yeah, yes.
Wow.
Yes. And when you read the literature, it was a 80-mile radius thing, and they got like 22 acres that they have said, that they portioned off.
So it's some stuff they're blocking from the public.
No, they got rid of it, most of it. Like where they put the arch up,
Uh-huh.
if you Google and look up films when they was building the arch,
Uh-huh.
yeah, they were tearing up mounds and pyramids and
Were they
artifacts. Yeah, they was blowing them
flattening
up.
stuff out?
Yeah, they were just blowing them up.
Wow. Those wasn't the Geechee doing that.
No, the
No.
Geechees and Geechees and
The Swarthy wasn't doing that, was he?
of course not.
The colonizers?
Yeah, the people that was yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were building this arch to show that they could build monuments
Mm-hmm.
on the ground where there were monuments. So it was already it was a ley line thing.
To be clear, we're talking about the ones who are being paid to destroy the Mother Earth. They get profit. They get profit for destroying the planet. Okay. All right. Just to be clear. All right. Yeah. So y'all stop the violence. All right. And big ups to Midwest Festivals, as this brother so eloquently just spoke on. These are our sponsors. They're presenting Ancestral Echoes. The link has been pinned into the chat. Appreciate you, Karen. But it's www.ancestralechoes.net. Early bird special still applies, so get in where you fit in. All right. You got to be there to enjoy this experience. You're out there, limited light pollution in the woods. You can hug a tree. You understand? But you don't have to go in the woods. There's porta potties. It's very professionally done. Plenty of fresh water. You can pull up your camper. You can have someone drop ship you a camper out there. They have tents available, but you better hurry. All right. If you're an experienced camper slash glamper, you can bring your own effects out there and pull up. You understand? It's an overnight event for the weekend. Best DJs from across the Midwest and some from as far as LA, Los Angeles, West Coast. You understand? So pull up, enjoy some great house music, be around some great people, and get your glamp on. Get your glamp on. Big ups to Tay Mills Aesthetics, multicultural skin, body, and weight loss pro. You find yourself in Los Angeles area, reach out to Tay Mills at www.taymilzaesthetics.com. Again, this link is pinned in the chat. And then tell everyone the Self Love Show sent you. Big ups Bella B. You might need some swag up on a shirt out there. You just might need some swag up on a shirt. Then you reach out to Bella B. Okay. Bella B can be reached designs365@gmail.com. That's pinned in the chat. She can design something for you, or you can have it designed and she can put it up on the shirt or the pants or whatever you want. Maybe you want something like juicy across your bum. You know what I mean? And then we got Jim Recovery. JIM Recovery. The J, the I, the M, the J, the I, the M, the J, the I Recovery. You find your whip in a ditch. Maybe you had a little too much to drink. Spent out there. Everybody staring at you as they drive by. 12 ain't, 12's got a lot to do. They're not really concerned about that. All right. You reach out to Gym Recovery. They've got over 5 decades towing whips in the greater city of Chicagoland area. He'll pull up in a brand new flatbed tow truck, warm in the wintertime, cool in the summertime, get you out of that humidity. All right. And he can get your whip home or drop you and your whip off at the local mechanic so that you can get everything repaired. Big ups to all of the uh, sponsors. Can't do it without you. And enough of my yapping. Let me turn it over to this brother so he can handle his business.
It don't stop. The Self Love Show rocks on. As always, we have an amazing video, the Silverback Moral Growth and Development platform, which we're building the Self Love Nation off of. But always before that,
my bad. Before that, real quick, Fernando Mendoza, as predicted, went number 1 out of Indiana University to the Raiders. And number 2, David Bailey. I graduated high school with a guy named David Bailey. No relation to Illa. David Bailey from Texas Tech. The Edge went number 2 to the Jets. My bad, brother Words, man.
Okay, well, I mean, that's what we're doing here, so let's go, right?
That's right.
So, the Self Love Show quote of the day: look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Once again, look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Albert Al's. Oh, no. Hold on. It's Albert Einstein? Better. Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein.
Yeah, it's is it Einstein or Einstein?
Yeah, well, I was saying it in a voice and then I messed it up, so then I had to go back. It's time to have a good time, y'all. Albert Einstein. Einstein. Man, I can't even hardly see today, bro. It's a problem.
Check, we need value.
And that happens when it's just a problem when you're going through and think that it's already done. And Karen's backstage, pointing at else one. Come on, Karen. You gotta keep me on point. It's my fault, but
Hey, big ups, Karen.
Huge ups, Karen, because she, when she's on point, she's on point. That's it. That's all. Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. Number 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, shine a light on positive influences. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
We're closing the gap.
Yeah. 10. Protect our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
Facts. That part right there. If you didn't catch last week's jamboree right here on TATN, the Self Love Show covered the 1997 Area 51 alien entity video. We're gonna cover the other one down the line of Skinny Bob. That's crazy. We just call Skinny Buster, Skinny Buster. I hadn't even heard of Skinny Bob. Had we heard of that, guess we'd even have been on the yard. So
Skinny Buster.
I might have called him Skinny Bob. All right.
You probably called him Skinny Buster a time or two, actually.
Well, we did call him Skinny Buster. That was his name, Skinny Buster.
Yeah.
We didn't call him Skinny Bob though. The alien is Skinny Bob. All right. Real or psyop? That's what we covered. And we didn't put it through the NCI reality scoring metrics. We didn't have time, but we've showed you guys before how to get that scale, and you can plug it in yourself, do your own due diligence, and use your own discernment. All right, Jeremiah Love, no relation to the Self Love Show. He out of Notre Dame, the running back. You can't take a running back that high. You can't try to get you a Jim Brown or a Walter Payton no more in the modern day NFL. You can't pay those cullets that kind of money. Well, the Arizona Cardinals told y'all to take all y'all who pundits and people who repeat the pundits over and over like little parrots. Big Polly want a cracker. Well, the Cardinals just told y'all to take a big cup of STFU and shove it up your bum. Jeremiah Love, brother Wordsmith. You got any issues right now? Ooh, David Bailey with number 2. And Jade Gorgeous. Fernando Mendoza with number 1. Any issues with any of that?
Nah, I'm not informed enough to make a calculated or informed decision.
Right, but nothing has made you go, whoa.
No,
Right.
I don't know better. So I guess ignorance is
Bliss.
Well, I guess it's not bliss because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I want to dispel that BS. I'm just ignorant to these 3 names for sure.
maybe the Bears, which is something I suggested. Maybe they'll move up and get us a dog and stop, living in the past and living in the future and stop waiting on these free agents to come around. Maybe they'll give up 1 or 2 of these second round draft picks, scooch up in the draft, and get us a dog. Would you have a problem with that, there, fella?
Welcome on the Bears. You better bear down. You better bear down, because.
Yeah, we need dogs. We need dogs. We need dogs, and we need bears
In every position.
Facts. And I find funny we don't have the Michael Jackson thing in here. Yeah, Karen, we're gonna have to fix that.
Yeah. Especially with the premiere, Michael. Did you see Michael? Did you go see Michael?
No, but I've been hearing a lot about it. Have you seen it?
Of course not.
Well, I bet you Cortrin out there scrolls himself into his Michael Jackson jacket he had with the sparkles on it. Probably put on that glove.
Shit, and found a curl wig. Coach, they told me I look like Stoney Jackson.
Oh my God.
He's walking around with the Michael Jackson stuff on, and they told him he looked like Stoney Jackson, and he was proud.
Who told him that?
A chick, some chicks.
Wow. Did they tell you look like a Hobbit Stoney Jackson?
No, they, it's like, ooh, he, baby, look, he looked like Stoney Jackson.
He's been holding on to that ever since.
Oh my God. Oh.
Wow. Let's see if we can get it. Karen, can we get an image of Stoney Jackson? Stoney. Stoney Jackson was taller than 5'3" though. Wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he wasn't square head like that either. So I mean, this is all hearsay. No, I saw it. I did see that, and it was hilarious when it was said. I didn't know it was completely,
Yeah, it is. So he took it as a compliment.
Yes.
There's Stoney Jackson right there.
Damn, that it wasn't like that because that's a Rick James Stoney Jackson.
Stoney Jackson.
Yeah, Coach didn't have the bangs; he had the full forehead.
Oh, he didn't. He didn't have the curl covering his forehead.
Yeah, he didn't have that. The bang.
Uh,
Yeah, no,
let's see if we can get a picture of Corch back in the day when he had that.
it's respectable, better, but he thought it was. And he never went around talking about he looked like Stoney Jackson. Somebody pointed it out to him. He was like, "Oh, I guess he didn't really know they were part of the Jackson family."
No, he didn't know that. He sure didn't know. He thought Stoney was playing the bass.
I'm sure he knows now. Coaches, coach.
Man, they going fast, boy. Okay. Out of Ohio State, number 4, another. This has been pretty much from all the mock drafts. It's going true to form pretty much. Carnell Tate. So you had one drop dead gorgeous, and you got 3 swarthy. I hope those guys are bathing and putting on deodorant and shit.
You better cut it out, you son of
All right. Carnell Tate, Ohio State, wide receiver, went number 4 to the Tennessee Titans. The New York Giants are on the clock right now. The New York Giants are on the clock.
Okay.
All right. Enough of the appetizers out there, fella.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
All right. No, we don't have any upfront videos, but we do
Let's
have
go.
one we're going to start the show off with. All right. Now, this one is number 10. I know we're doing a top 9 list, but this is number 10. It's an honorable mention. Okay. It's a special mention.
This is power, energy,
Power.
force. Along the U.S.-Canadian border is one of the most unique destinations in North America, the incomparable Niagara Falls. It's the
You can
oldest
go over that thing in a barrel.
state park in the United States, and it's where you'll see
Bullshit.
nature and gravity.
It's been done.
Yeah,
been-
by very few.
Well, successfully by very few.
Yeah,
Yeah.
many have tried, but shit, it's bullshit. That's what you can't tell people that without telling them that it's bullshit.
Well, the ones who've
Successful.
tried and wanted to survive, wanted to die, those are the ones who survived. Man, I met this dude, Self. He works the security on the train line here in LA. And he said the meth heads, and God bless him, and the fentanyl. Man, he said at least 2-3 times a week. It never makes the news. They jump in front of the train. So, man, he said he was there. One dude got the train ran over his whole body, his whole bottom, his legs cut off. He survived. He said they be surviving. Self. How fucked up must your life be? You jump in front of a train and you survive.
When the milk change your DNA and makes it a survival DNA. The meth is damn what's invades your body, hides, stays there, and then takes over all of the actions.
Oh, damn. Parasite?
Yes.
MEP is a
Exactly.
parasite.
MEP, it gets in you. It changes your DNA, and it comes a parasite. Cause that's why it's so hard to break.
And it's just God's plan,
And
God's plan, because
it's almost right up there with sugar.
yeah, when you jump in front of a train and survive, I think that's clear sign to get your life turned around out there.
Yeah. Or that is they're trying to make a Borg people.
Make them better, stronger,
Take
faster.
its course, with millions of visitors each year getting wet and looking on in astonishment. Comprised of 3 waterfalls, the American, Bridal Veil, and Horseshoe Falls, Niagara Falls State Park stretches more than 400 acres, with close to 140 of those acres submerged underwater. The beauty of the falls is enough to move anyone, and the
And say, yeah, both y'all take the pink raincoat. You look like a little bitch.
power of the falls is
Hey,
enough to move anyone.
What's also ironic and amazing, I didn't plug my headphones, but that I went to Niagara Falls on the Canadian side for my 8th grade trip.
Mm-hmm.
Just ironic.
Yeah, well, we're going to get some comments from you about that shortly.
And the power of the falls is enough to move anything. 4 of the 5 Great Lakes, Superior, Michigan, Huron, and Erie, drain into the Niagara River before emptying into Lake Ontario in a breathtaking, orchestrated symphony of epic natural proportions.
Yeah, so when you piss in Lake Michigan, it's ending up in Niagara Falls.
Some frame, form, or fashion, as minimal as it is, you're exactly and perfectly profound.
That's right.
The water's velocity is 32 feet per second, hitting the base of the mighty Horseshoe Falls with an astounding 2,500 tons of force. See why people from around the world come to this part of the country to stand in awe at the cascading thunder that is Niagara Falls.
All right, Niagara Falls. We got some lessons, not lectures. We got some firsthand information out there. Brother Wordsmith has been there.
Subscribe button to remind you.
Okay, what the hell was that? Okay,
That sounds like the draft.
didn't it? But it wasn't. But go ahead. What was your experience there?
Oh man, it was amazing. I even as a youngster, I was more amazed as the strip that went along there because that was my first time experiencing a strip like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the falls was amazing. It was like, whoa, like
A spiritual feeling.
I was very young and it was more fear. I was like, oh shit.
I hear you.
Because I had seen some things about people falling and going
Yeah.
over. I had seen that prior to going, so shit.
Yeah.
I was kind of, in awe, but it was more of a fear than a reverence.
Because you're sitting there on that edge, somebody could just come behind you and toss you over, huh?
Man. Yeah. Didn't want to do that.
Wow. Did y'all go on some sort of tour or something?
Yeah, they took us up there and had us. We saw it from several points.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was enlightening, but still, I was too young to really appreciate
the magnitude of it all.
Yeah.
Arvell Reese, ladies and gentlemen, second Ohio State player drafted in the top 5. Third Big Ten player drafted in the top 5. Linebacker Arvell Reese goes to Jim Harbaugh and the New York Football Giants. Arvell Reese, ladies and gentlemen, Arvell Reese. All right, Niagara Falls gets the honorable mention.
Which Harbaugh?
Is it Jim or John? I don't know. One of the Harbaugh brothers. The one that was on the Ravens.
I think that's.
I don't know. I've always.
I
Wait,
think that's John, right?
John is the one that's coaching San Diego. He's the one that played for the Bears. No? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we had John Harbaugh, didn't we? Didn't we have John Harbaugh, our quarterback? Or was it Jim? I think it was John. I don't know. Now I'm confused. But all right, what makes Niagara Falls one of the most, and you've been there, most visited natural attractions on planet Earth?
The spectacle of it. It's a huge thing, and the promotion and the guidance and the opportunity for people to make a spectacle out of it and get money off of it is. And
You're
then
saying the marketing.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, nobody will really know about it beside that.
That's a lot of fresh water, man.
No, no. I'm not saying that it's not worthy.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
saying
saying you're
that.
saying that.
Right,
Just
right.
saying that's a lot of fresh water.
Whew. And
Uh,
I just heard what you just I never heard that. And that
oh, you mean with the Great Lakes dumping into it for the Great
yeah,
Lakes?
because shit, the Great Lakes is 20% of the fresh water on the
Supply.
planet Earth, so they
Yeah.
say.
Well, you can, they're having trouble figuring out the data centers. Now, not that I would want it there, but prediction. There's going to be the world's greatest data center. They're going to take over these large falls all over the world. That way they got water, they got power, right? And then you can
Hold on, please. I'm not, take a little bass out your voice when you say it, because this is I know it's a simulation, but you don't necessarily think so, but our words become flesh.
it's just a prediction.
Especially when we speak them in our chest,
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's just a prediction.
Yeah, that I don't like the predictions, because our predictions come true. We've said so many.
Yeah, many of them do.
We gotta
That's true.
stop. We gotta stop.
Now, yeah, I agree with you. I haven't been there, but it's been on my bucket list. It seems like it would be just the scale of it. We don't want to spend a lot of time because it's just honorable mention, but it draws millions of visitors each year because it's massive water flow, easy accessibility. Was it easily accessible, Self?
Mm-hmm.
And a unique
I mean,
experience.
extremely. That's why I say this the marketing too, because they had it all set up when you pull up there. They got all the infrastructure and everything set up where you can walk right up to not be all the way on the edge. You know what I'm saying? But be able to feel like you're close to the edge. And be
Could
able
you
to
get churros and turkey legs?
see across. Well, there was a whole strip. That's what I had mentioned, the strip. It's kind of a similar to say a low budget Vegas.
Yeah.
Low budget. It's booths all through there.
Hotels, resorts.
Very interesting things. All for that. This trip was mainly, that's why I said really low budget.
Yeah. Mainly marketing, selling stuff.
Yeah. And I had a picture with the tallest woman at the time. She was like 7'8" or something.
She colored?
No, not at all. She had that.
Did you dribble around her?
No, I could have.
Yeah, of course you could have.
Very easily.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't.
It would have been tough to get a shot off, though.
They wouldn't promote it. Oh no, I would have got a shot off.
Yeah. 7'8".
They had no feet. She had no feet. You
Yeah, I
know
mean,
what I
you'd have
mean?
had to, you know what I mean, get her going back, and you'd have to do
That's
a step back, and it's traveling, son. You couldn't
no.
travel
That's
like that back in the day.
I just have to take a shot from far enough out to where she come far enough out because she had no feet. You know what I mean? She couldn't move
You got
sideways,
to dig out that
front or
picture,
back.
man. That's a classic. You got to dig
I
out that picture.
yeah.
You know, it's got to be somewhere.
No, I'm pretty sure it's here somewhere.
Yeah, yeah,
Bad as that
man.
is, but no way. I'll probably never ever see that.
All right, all right.
Eighth grade trip,
Yeah.
1984.
Hey, shit. Ask Mama Do about it. She probably know exactly where it's at. All right. All right. So when you were there, did you feel power? Sounds like you felt surrender.
Mm, I don't know. I didn't properly observe it because of uh, fear. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, surrender.
I saw videos before we got there. No, I guess it was all. You
Hmm.
know, it was all because you didn't have to be all the way up on it. It was all. It was
Yeah.
all. It was all. It wasn't.
Yeah, I can imagine though, bro.
Keep
All that
you.
energy and that water and all that power, and you're just standing there and all this
I
going on
mean,
around you.
it's like you was walking in water because there's no way you could be around it without being. It was a mist
Yeah.
that was like you were engulfed in it.
A lot of rainbows all over the place.
I I didn't really pay attention,
Yeah.
but I think I was interesting. Should have been.
All right. So let's get to number 9. Harbor of Rio de Janeiro. Now, this is in Brazil. Okay. This is in Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. Harbor de Rio de Janeiro.
Surrounded by lush mountains, iconic landmarks, and vibrant cityscapes that captivate the hearts of millions, the magnificent harbour of Rio de Janeiro, one of the most breathtaking natural wonders in the world, known locally as Guanabara Bay, has been dominating the skyline are two of Rio's most famous landmarks. Sugarloaf Mountain, with its distinctive shape, rises nearly 400 meters above the harbour, offering panoramic views of the city. And standing tall atop the Corcovado mountain is the Christ the Redeemer
Oh, white Jesus.
statue, a symbol of peace and hospitality that welcomes visitors from all over the globe. The harbour has a rich history dating back
Is it
to
white
January
Jesus?
1st.
Is it white Jesus? I don't know.
That's what that statue's depicting,
It is.
ain't it?
I'm not sure.
What you think, they put a black Jesus up there?
Well, it's a very much a black land, and swarthy people have been there for a long time, and
Yeah, but it was colonized by the Spanish. Oh, by the
Spanish.
Portuguese.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at that long drop there, gorgeous. Look at that hair flowing.
We need to zoom in on the face structure.
Yeah, yeah, because that place was controlled by the Portuguese. Jesus, Brazil statue. You know, it was. I I'd bet my life savings that they didn't put a black man, a colored man up there, and it,
So Portuguese was swarthy at a point too. So I mean, but I think they would have smelling it.
man, they would have tore that motherfucking statue down.
Man, shit. There's so much shit was swarthy. That shit.
Okay, but you can see it now, right?
Yeah, that's Okay.
Just white Jesus.
Yeah, it's white Jesus.
Yeah, that's why the white folks come from all over the world, and they say it's one of the greatest, which we're going to cover sooner or later.
I
One of the
didn't know
greatest.
that was one of the. Why is that one of the?
It's not one of the natural. It's just at the place with this.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, they're just throwing it in
From
there.
all over the globe, the harbour has a rich history dating back to January 1st, 1502, when Portuguese explorers first
Explorers, that's what they call the thieves.
And when they first
arrived.
got there, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they call them. So when you go into the bank and you go into the vault and you go to court for robbing the bank, you say, "No, I was an explorer."
mistaking the bay for the mouth of a large river. They named it Rio de Janeiro, or River of
So they thought the bay was a river, and that's how they got the name Rio de Janeiro. I don't think the people were too smart.
January. Since
They
then,
were just very confused on the language. They were very confused. They thought the shit meant something completely else. Like there was a commercial language, and then there was a language of the indigenous, and they weren't necessarily the same or matched or lined up. You know, like if you selling something, whatever they wanted to call it, you was like, okay, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that became part of the commerce language, if that makes any sense. If not, then
Yeah.
the harbour has been a vital hub for trade, culture, and exploration. Today, the harbour is a bustling centre of activity. The waterfront is lined with vibrant neighbourhoods, world-class restaurants, and cultural institutions. Visitors can take boat tour to explore the bay, relax on the sandy shores of Copacabana and Ipanema beaches,
Copacabana, her name was Lola.
or enjoy the lively atmosphere of the local markets. Rio de Janeiro is also renowned for its spectacular celebrations. Every year, millions gather at the harbour to ring in the new year with dazzling fireworks displays. And during Carnival, the streets come alive with music.
That might be worth going to. The carnival down there in Rio.
bro. I think I've experienced it because we went to Brazil and we was in Bahia, which is a small where they kept some slaves or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then we did go to them caves or whatever. But
We who?
Muntu, I was with Muntu. I was the tech
Okay.
with Muntu. You was living here with me.
Yeah. I don't remember
And,
y'all went to Brazil.
Yeah, and I went to Brazil, and then we damn, what's the dude's name? Ben. Damn, I was gonna
Ben
say,
Ami.
I was gonna say Ben Wilson, but we know it ain't Ben Wilson. It was Ben. It was a dude. Anyway, we end up performing in front of 100,000 people in the Rio. It was an amazing experience, bro. That was never felt nothing like it.
Yeah, you think that was
Since.
carnival?
I think it had to be during that because I'm trying to figure out how they had 100,000 people at a concert.
Dance and vibrant costumes, showcasing the city's unique culture
he was
and
pretty zesty.
vibrant costumes.
Maybe not, but that's a zesty little umbrella, that's for sure.
Showcasing the city's unique culture and spirit.
Dancer, so,
Yeah, it's different
Pardon me.
cultures. It's different
but-
cultures.
Yeah, no,
Now I wonder how much of this you see this. I wonder how much of this is linked to what they do in New Orleans, the Mardi Gras.
it's very linked.
The harbour is not just a hub of human activity. It's also a sanctuary for diverse wildlife. Efforts are ongoing to preserve the bay's natural beauty and protect its ecosystems. From marine life to tropical birds, the harbour is a haven for nature enthusiasts. The harbour of Rio de Janeiro is a true
There it is, yeah.
masterpiece of nature, a place where history, culture, and natural beauty converge. Whether you're seeking adventure, relaxation, or inspiration, this stunning harbour promises an unforgettable experience. Until next time.
Exploring. On February
All right.
2023, a farmer noticed.
So that's the harbor coming in at number 9. Why is the harbor of Rio de Janeiro? Now you've been there. Good. Lessons, not lectures. You haven't been to the harbor necessarily, but at least you've been to Brazil. Chuck likes to go to Brazil. He goes to Sao Paulo. But why is the harbor of Rio de Janeiro considered one of the natural wonders of the world? The harbor of Rio is recognized as a natural wonder because of its unique geography. Massive granite mountains rise directly from the Atlantic Ocean, creating one of the most dramatic coastal landscapes on Earth. Its combination of steep peaks, deep blue water, and naturally carved formations like the Sugarloaf Mountain makes it both visually striking and scientifically significant. They like to emphasize naturally Sugarloaf Mountains. Makes me believe they're hiding something there.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Could have been
as
man-made.
as most of these places, they are located because of
The ley lines.
the ley lines and the frequency involved with the location.
Yeah.
And they are often built on older locations. They built over.
Right. True. Jerusalem is built over older monuments. Rome was built over an older civilization. Right on top of it.
Yeah, well, most of that stuff is in America.
Shit, America, Boston. You see, there's a whole underground in the United States. They built over, and well, I know it. Is that Europe? I think that's Europe, where when they go into those buildings and then they find out it's like 2 levels underground.
Oh, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
You talking about them where they buried those people? That's in that is in
France.
Yes, in France. Yep.
Sugarloaf Mountain makes it both visually striking. Okay. My question is, when land and ocean meet in a perfect cradle, like what you just witnessed, do you think it reflects the balance we've lost or a balance we're being called to return to?
For me, this is a simulation, and that a balance is set, and it is can be moved by the occupants in the simulation. So things can be fluid with the people. But I've observed that most of the people are set in a complete box decided by the few, and they can't see outside of it. So it perpetuates in the same direction.
Yeah, the optimist in me says it's a balance to come. It both. It's a reminder of a balance we once had and a harmony. It's another word I use for balance that's forthcoming.
Yeah. Well, I'm optimist as well. I'm just talking about what is, and uh, I was very about to get right where you went. That shit,
Yeah.
we can't stay here. It ain't gonna stay here because we're sick of it.
Facts. All right, let's get some draft updates. Mansour Delane out of LSU, cornerback. He went to the Chiefs. You know, the Chiefs
Okay.
moved off of one of their cornerbacks. They got Patty Mahomes, aka Sideshow Bob, some help on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay. See how it works out for him. You know.
Yeah, that was number 6. Sonny Styles, they're calling the colored they calling him the colored Urlacher out of Ohio State, linebacker. Sonny Styles went to the Washington football team, the Commanders. So that's 1, 2, 3 Ohio State. Why didn't they win the championship? 3 Ohio State players went in the top 7. They got to fire that coach. Just leave him in charge of recruiting. Get rid of him.
Hey, I don't know. Coaching or refereeing or seating or
Quarterback play.
there's many things that are put into
Man,
college football.
top wide receiver and 2 top linebackers. All right. And number 8, Jordan Tyson. So somebody in his family probably like Mike Tyson and Michael Jordan. I probably would have named the kid Michael. His middle name should be Michael. But Jordan Tyson, another wideout from Arizona State, went to the Saints. So that's where we're at on the NFL draft. As promised, we're keeping you guys updated. And we'll let you know if the Bears have made any savvy moves or anything of that nature. Yes, sir.
Yes, it don't stop. The Self Love Show.
The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. We do it for our people. The Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show. To expose they don't equal. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. We wordsmith 9 mil. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. You know how the story go. It's the Self Love Show.
You don't know how the story go, and then we put it on repeat because if y'all don't watch, we don't eat. And I'm so grateful for all y'all that are not hateful. And check out how we do.
The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. We do it for our people. The Self Love Show.
We do this for our people. Don't y'all know? Man, ain't no equal to us.
The Self Love Show. We wordsmith 9 mil. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show.
But as the story goes, the Self Love Show rocks on, and we gonna do it to the great beyond and beyond that. Spit facts, love, honor, respect. And we'll be right back. Yeah.
It's the Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. We do it for our people. The Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show.
How intelligent are dolphins? To find out, scientists placed a one-way mirror in front of them, and their reactions were mind-blowing. Instead of treating the reflection like another dolphin, they used it to explore themselves by wiggling their fins, checking out their bellies, and even peeking inside their mouths. That's right, they used the mirror as a tool. Only a handful of species on Earth can recognize themselves in a mirror, and dolphins are proudly on that list.
Moses fleeing the people from Pharaoh.
Right, let my people go.
40 years in a desert.
Manna.
Let's talk about what manna truly is. And
Shaganoski's in the Middle East right now saying manna is Peter.
can we put some sensibility to that? Being in the desert, and our Father, the Creator, loves us beyond. He's gonna rain down bread in a desert. Moses summoned the strongest men for them to dig. And that's where the whole term of so it is above, so it is what?
Below.
That means that Moses had the science for them to dig and find water.
Yeah, like the elephants can do.
So what do you find, even in the desert, when you dig down and find water? Do you find bread or do you find plants?
They're really criticizing science because I represent science.
Was some of my research, at USC. I did a survey. The question was, do you think that Jesus Christ was of African descent or European descent? Overwhelmingly, over 90-something% of the folks said African descent. I said, then do you think his ethnicity matters? They said, no, it doesn't matter. And I'm saying, it matters obviously to somebody.
It does. Absolutely.
And it matters to white supremacy. But whenever there's a book called The Color of Christ, the saga of race, I think in America, they track when, most people say, well, this is something out of Europe and, who was that? Michelangelo painted,
Yeah.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with why Jesus is white. Jesus is white because of America. Jesus is white because of white supremacy in the Klan. That's why Jesus is white. That's where that comes from. It didn't stick in Europe because they knew better.
Hey, Cleveland, you better hide the markers from your kids. Somebody colored in your Jesus.
Somebody colored in your ass with too much ass, fat ass.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant. They're ignorant. That's ignorant. They're ignorant. That's ignorant.
The charges I'm going to announce, please know this. The charges themselves are not evidence. Everyone that I'm going to describe today is presumed guilty until and unless they are proven guilt. Their guilt is proven by the government beyond a reasonable doubt.
My testicles, they like eased down and they put their hands right between my butt.
Just pulled my drawers down and dug in my rectum.
The ringleader and now disgraced.
That even the local news is ultimately both written for and controlled by a unified source, regardless of the network. Just watch this clip and you'll see how bad it really is.
Plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media.
The sharing of biased and false news has become
all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. Thank God we recovered his DNA and be able to plant it on the scene. Thank God we recovered his DNA and be able to plant it on the scene and And I understand they're opening up different cold cases now to see if they can identify possibly his DNA linked to other crimes.
You're asking me to warn you about an enforcement action being taken by another agency before it happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Why not?
That would be obstruction of justice. You may want to talk to the city attorney.
Air quotes expert.
We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
Man, I thank you guys for inviting me on. Thank you. Great format, very solid.
it don't have that low budget movie feel. You know what I'm saying? And we get that a lot in the Black community, for real. Like people look at us to be fuck ups. They look at us to be low budget. They look at us to be ignorant, stuttering, and use a whole bunch of and all of that. But no, they got the real deal on here. That everybody know who Torian Mills is, baby. They know.
Hey, well, bro,
They're so ignorant.
Hey, but this platform's your platform. This platform's my platform. From Inglewood, California to
the
Chicago,
South Shore.
Crazy thing about it.
This platform is
made for you and me.
It's made for you.
The crazy and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I was trying to get out the end of the preamble, but go ahead, bro. We're back in the building. We got a great second half lined up for y'all cats right here on the Self Love Show. And we do it for our people. Whether they're on the west side, south side, up north, you know what I mean? Over east. We do it for the people. Downtown. Stand up. All right, so let's go ahead and kick it off into the second half here. We're moving to number 8 on the top 9 list. But first, let's go ahead and update you on the NFL draft. So, 2 offensive tackles have gone number 9 and number 10, respectively. The first taken was at Utah, Spencer Fano. Okay, the Browns picked up a tackle. I guess they want to protect the Deion Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders. They want to protect him, give him some more time so he can work his magic. And then you got Francis Mauigoa. Sounds like a Samoan, something like that. Out of Miami, out of the Hurricanes. Offensive tackle. He went to the Giants, to the Harbaugh. So Harbaugh got him a linebacker. You know, he's defensive heavy. And he got somebody in the trenches. Next up is how about them Cowboys on the clock? They might have already gone. So let's see. No, they haven't. Next up is the Cowboys. Just in, another Ohio State player. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. You got to fire that coach. Safety. Caleb Downs, Ohio State, goes number 11 to the Cowboys. So now that's 1, 2, 3. You got 4 pretty much out of the top 11 in the draft. My goodness gracious. I mean, we're talking first round. They're probably going to have a plethora of second and third rounders. I mean, just talent heavy. All right. So, Karen, if you can get us to where we need to be. We got another one. This is number, I think we said 8 on the list. Yeah, number 8, ladies and gentlemen.
On February 20th, 1943, a farmer noticed an unusual hill that had formed overnight.
Mind-blowing. Could have been a lot worse.
On February 20th, 1943, a farmer noticed an unusual hill that had formed overnight in his cornfield. When the farmer, named Dioniso Pulido, investigated the mysterious hill, at its crest, he discovered a shallow crack in the earth about 6 feet wide and 150 feet long. He determined the crack must have been related to the earthquakes experienced days prior. He began working in his field again when he was shocked by the sound of a thunderous roar. He looked towards the newly formed hill to see that it had grown even taller, standing more than 6 feet high. But now
now bellowing ash into the sky. The farmer ran from the field and traveled to the nearby town of San Juan, where he met up with his family. Within 24 hours after finding the crack, Pulido looked upon a towering 165-foot volcano that had overtaken his land. Ash piled onto San Juan, and the volcano eventually sent lava rushing down its slopes to devour the town. The town evacuated, but the volcano wouldn't calm for another 9 years, by which point it had grown to over 1,391 feet tall.
The Galapagos Islands is one of the most...
I mean, that is beyond bizarre. We're talking it grew out of nowhere to 2 or 3 times the size of the what you talking about Willis Tower, formerly known as the Sears Tower. Out of nowhere.
I mean, it apparently out of nowhere, but nothing comes out of nowhere.
Facts.
It takes many years to be an overnight success.
Facts. He's farming that land, and you see a fissure in your land. That's peculiar, like a sinkhole. The very next day, they said in history, it's the first time they've ever, science has been able to witness a volcano. Now that we know how volcanoes form, allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about, they talk about his story. When we talk about his story, his has not been here long enough to, document anything important.
No, it's a great point. And if the swarthy had told his that, hey, we saw this mountain form, our ancestors told us stories, right? Of how this mountain just formed out of the thing just formed out of the ground in 2 days. They would have said it was a myth.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they? Old wives' tale.
Very much. If they didn't outright say that they had the story.
Correct. So it makes you look back and say, I wonder how many of these other stories have been told by the ancestors. Things they claim to see, like the placement of the moon, etc. That's his. Science says, those people were just talking out the side of their necks.
Almost all of it. If you notice that the flat earth comes to be a topic or whatever, but, the globe is a modern concept.
Yeah. And you're talking, this is a volcano came out of the earth. Are there any because a lot of islands, they taught me that islands were formed by volcanoes or some crap. I'm starting to question it all, though.
Yeah, questioning it, everything is what we do at TATN, especially on the Self Luv Show, and Tory Wordsmith as a individual-ish entity.
Let's get an update on the drugs. Is the pain starting? You starting to feel the pain, and you getting the pain back in your extremities?
No, there's no pain. I'm still numb.
Okay. He's numb. We told you guys as promised we're going to keep an update. That got the clock moving. Caden Proctor out of Alabama, offensive tackle. They're starting to make a run on the offensive lineman. Went number 12 to the Fins. That's the Miami Dolphins for you novices. So, that was the Paracutin. And so that happened in 1943, 2 years before my late mom was born. Why is the Paracutin volcano considered one of the most unique volcanoes in the world?
I mean, I was not familiar to it till right now. I usually get better research time, but I mean, from what it came out of nowhere. I mean, just
overnight.
And damn, built and over 9 months they became like volcanoes. I mean, the pressure point built to a point and made some shit happen.
I'd like to talk to that farmer and ask him if shit was going on for months. He's like, that's peculiar. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I'm saying? If he was seeing any evidence of it, or did it just literally come out of nowhere?
Well, it says something about a fissure or something. So
Yeah, that was the day before.
yeah, but when did the fissure get there?
The fissure came, and the next day the volcano came out of it.
Yeah, that seems fishy.
He said after the fissure came that night, he heard a lot of noises and rumbling underground. I just wonder if he was hearing those rumblings prior to the fissure.
Yeah, how long was it had to be? How long was the fissure there though? That's
1 day.
Oh well, that's something different. Yeah.
According to him, he was working his land and he saw a fissure. The next day, there was a like 1,000-foot hill, and the next day there was the hill had become 3,000 feet, and it was spewing lava all over and ash all over the place. My theory is volcanoes are pimples. It's the Earth's pimples. So when you as above, so below, when you get a pimple and it grows and grows, comes out of nowhere. You know how it comes out of nowhere, and then it pops. That lava is killing the bacteria on your face.
Some of them are more than pimples, though. They are like what? Damn, what's the? Damn, I had a couple in my life that serious infection that.
Oh yeah, like boils.
Boils. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there it is. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But boils make the world go round.
Oh man, I don't know about that, but I know that it gets rid of some infection at a high rate, and much more than a simple pimple. And yeah,
simple pimple. That rhymes. Yeah, but I mean, you're right. I agree. And you don't have to, be knocked off your feet with a fever and all of that. The boil just pops out and manifests itself that way. So maybe that's the way the earth's saying, I'm sick. You're tilling this land too much and you got to get to stepping. I mean, who knows?
The coke and mounds. Next time I go down there to deliver, I'm going to explore more. I'm gathering,
How do you spell that?
Footage. Cokia, Cohhakia. So Mississippi.
Collinsville.
I mean, Cokia Heights is right there. East St. Louis is right there.
The Boogie.
All that's right there.
That's my wife's family name, Collins.
All that's right there.
Yeah, these look like pyramids, bro.
They are. They're some of the oldest. Right here in Mississippi, and right now, it felt so good. It wasn't easy to get up there. Shit. I humped it on up, and it was burning by the end, bro.
Was it easy to get down?
Much easier to get down, of course.
So your bum was burning after all. I knew something was going on with your bum.
No, I didn't say nothing about my bum. What the fuck?
Yeah, you said it was burning. All right.
My hips, motherfucker.
All right.
Which are artificial.
Oh yeah, true. So, forgot about that. Yeah. All right, yeah, there it is. Wow. So you can still just traverse up there and leave graffiti, whatever you want to do. Not you, but nobody's out there protecting it.
I don't think you got to. I mean, if you gonna do some graffiti up there, I mean, there was people up there when I was up there, and it was middle day or whatever, and it was people going up and down for exercise. I thought that was interesting.
Did you take a bit of that land home, put it in a jar? Maybe you can come home and grow your tomatoes out of it?
No. I'm going back. Like every time I go in that area, I'm going back.
Yeah, take a little dirt with you. Do an experiment.
Get more footage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need some footage. All right. So to your point, the Paracutin is unique because it's the only volcano in modern history that mankind witnessed from its very first eruption to its full formation. It suddenly emerged from a farmer's cornfield in Mexico in 1943 and grew more than 1,300 feet in just 1 year. Scientists were able to study its entire life cycle in real time, which is extremely rare in volcanology. If the Perucatan taught the world that something extraordinary can rise from the most ordinary ground, what do you think is quietly gathering the energy to transform everything around it? What's gathering the energy to change everything around it? I'll tell you what, Self's going to say it's the program. I'm going to say it's the creator, maybe even the ancestors. I'm going to go out on a limb. I know I'm one of the only YouTubers who still believe in but I'm going to go out on a limb. Would they take a break on the draft? They must have taken a break. Hasn't been any moves since Caden Proctor. All right. Okay. We got movement. Ty Simpson, Alabama quarterback. The guy Dan Orlovsky was had proclivities for. Dan Orlovsky said he would have taken Ty Simpson over Fernando Mendoza. So Ty Simpson, who played one season and did none of the stuff that Shadur Sanders has done, has been drafted number 13 overall, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? I'm throw that out there. All right. Number 7. On our top list, this is number 7. The Galapagos Islands.
The Galapagos Islands is one of the most isolated places on Earth. Located 900 kilometers away from Ecuador mainland, the Galapagos' isolation preserves unique wildlife and ecosystems. These islands host a diverse array of unique species, such as giant tortoises, marine iguanas, Darwin's finches, fur seals, and the only land-dwelling penguins on Earth. Additionally, the islands are renowned for their world's largest marine fur seals and the only land-dwelling penguins on Earth. Additionally, the islands are renowned for their world's largest marine iguana population and peculiar fish species like the lava lamp fish, pinecone fish, and the Galapagos seahorse. Despite their current role as a haven for wildlife, the Galapagos Islands were once a whaling base.
All right. I don't know if you guys are followers of Charles Darwin. Let's see here. Let's leave this view. So that's number 7, the Galapagos Islands. Why are the Galapagos Islands considered one of the most important natural areas in the world? The Galapagos Islands are considered globally important because they contain species found nowhere else on the planet and served as a key location for Charles Darwin's, drop dead God, just smart. He's the one who called you guys monkeys. Research on evolution. The isolated ecosystem allows scientists to study how animals adapt to their environments, making the islands one of the most valuable natural labs for understanding biodiversity and natural selection. If the Galapagos Islands are a place where life learns to become something new, what part of humanity do you think is quietly evolving into the next form? That one's for the chat. Anyone? Let us know what part of humanity, if those islands are a place where life learns to become something new, what part of humanity do you think is quietly evolving into its next form? My answer to that is human consciousness and awareness.
Very interesting question. It's, time will tell.
Yeah, that's what Charles Darwin and the Brits went and started discovering everything.
No, that's bullshit. They fuck them. Fuck them and their whole evolution and everything they stood for. That was about their species, and
What's incredible, Self,
which is a dying species, I might add.
they'll have in their notes, I came to Chicago and I met a guy, he said his name was Wordsmith. And he told me about these islands over here where there was all these strange animals. And he took me over there. You know what I mean? But then they'd give Pinky the credit for it.
For discovering it.
It's still going on today. There's some caves, I think in India, deepest caves they've ever found. Whole underground, just like what the conspiracy theorists has been talking about. I mean, there's stuff growing underneath. Said you could fit the Sears Tower in it.
Yeah.
It was a local who stumbled across it out there chasing his dog or something, told the Pinky about it, and now the Pinky's getting all the awards for discovering it.
Yeah, we discovered that they have caverns under the land. Yeah, that they are expansive caverns. That's where actually the most intelligent beings live and where they come from.
Very possible.
The radiation deteriorates your brain cells, at least from dirt.
You mean the stuff we're being hit with up top, living on the surface?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so when the Earth resets and you have the ice ages or major comet hits, there's probably civilizations that decided, hey, it's safer under here, and let's at least keep, just like we're talking about seeding Mars, let's at least keep some of us under here so that we can always be safe in matriculating our science.
They are just already live there anyway.
Yeah.
You go into evangelical, the surface anyway.
Yeah.
So the most
that's why they call your ancestors cavemen.
Yeah. No, they don't call my ancestors cavemen. No, you know that they don't call them that. They call these people. We've been called Atlanteans and various cultures way before the Sumerians and Egyptians. But cavemen, and it's not been one of them.
Facts.
Our people were not Neanderthals, which they said are cavemen. And Neanderthals were pretty smart and intelligent too, but they didn't match up with us. That's why they, assimilated or got the fuck on,
I tell you what, Self, Harbaugh out of Penn State. Oh, no, this isn't Harbaugh because he's not a Raven anymore.
Jim. Yep, is the Bears. You're right.
Yeah. Penn State offensive guard went number 14. Oleg, I think he's a big African. Ole Vaviga Loan. Sounds like a tether. So he went number 14. Next on the clock is Tampa Bay. And then the Jets. And then the NFC North, you had the Lions and the Vikings going right after that. So I'm interested in seeing how this plays out. All right, number 6, which is the last in this series, and on part 1, and then we'll continue with part 2 at another time. All right, Karen, can you? All right, let's see here. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. We have one more to play about the Galapagos Islands, and then we'll get to number 6.
This living laboratory of evolution helped to inspire Charles Darwin and continues to offer a unique opportunity to explore a pristine natural ecosystem. The Galapagos Islands are located 620 miles, or 1,000 kilometers, from the South American mainland, but a world apart from anywhere else on Earth. The archipelago and its surrounding waters, located where 3 ocean currents converge, are famed for the unique animal species found nowhere else on Earth, including marine iguanas, giant tortoises, flightless cormorants, and a diverse variety of finches.
The Chinese and the Japanese to go over there and have a feast.
The islands have 2 airports, Isla Baltra and Isla San Cristobal, which are serviced by regular flights from mainland cities Quito and Guayaquil. As water temperatures change and seasons shift, different types of wildlife become more or less plentiful, so it's worth keeping a must-see species list in mind when planning your itinerary.
All right, Karen, we're going to take this right into number 6, Angel Falls. And this is in Venezuela. So you can ask some of your neighbors, Brother Wordsmith, the Venezuelans around there, about this particular place.
Being confirmed as a finalist. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before in my life. I still can't believe I made it to this point. I can only hope that my photographs give people a sense of who I am.
She's discovering it. I don't know, is this?
Yeah, so the Venezuelans that's here has probably never seen this.
Hold on. Taking landscape photos. All right. What the fuck? What's this? Oh, okay. They trying to get free views out of us. There we go. There it is, Venezuela, the home of booger sugar. Look at that. 3,212 feet. Twice the size of what you're talking about, Willis Tower. Look at that.
With a waterfall.
What happened, bro?
So with a waterfall.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Angel Falls, and they say it falls into Devil's Canyon, I think they call it, what it dumps into. This would probably scare me more than Niagara if I'm standing at the tip.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it might scare me now. Shit, I was a child then, shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even see any barriers up there. I think you got to take a helicopter up there. I got to figure out where this water's coming from. All right, that's your GoPro commercial, and we'll get back to. I got another couple videos to show you about that, but in the meantime, come on, Karen, get my damn. There you go.
It's like a spring or something. I'm like, man, that shit, man.
So, what makes Angel Falls one of the most remarkable waterfalls on planet Earth, in your mind's eye?
The sheer height of the situation. Yeah, that's incredible. Man, it's incredible.
Just like what you were saying about Niagara and you're always being wet. They said, yeah, most of that water comes down in a like a rain situation, a mist.
No doubt.
Where does the Angel Falls water originate? Okay. It sure is taking ChatGTP a long time. Angel Falls is remarkable because it's the tallest uninterrupted waterfall on Earth, dropping 3,212 feet from the top of Ayuantepui in Venezuela. Its remote jungle location, combined with the dramatic vertical drop, makes it both scientifically significant and visually striking. Reaching it requires small plane travel and river navigation. Oh, you better be careful on that river. You mess around, go over that fall, boy, in a barrel, which adds to its reputation as one of the most awe-inspiring natural landmarks. And so the falls come mainly from rainfall collected on top of the nearby tabletop mountain.
Wow.
I know, right? And they feed the True Run River, which then flows to the edge of the cliff. Okay, the flat summit of Ayuan Tupui acts like a giant natural sponge. Heavy tropical rain falls there almost year round. That water seeps through the rock and gathers into streams. These streams feed the True Run River, which then flows to the edge of the cliff, plunges down as Angel Falls. So the waterfall doesn't come from a lake or glacier. It's rainwater that accumulates on the mountain plateau and drains over the edge. Because the drop is so high, a lot of that water actually turns into mist before it ever reaches the bottom.
Damn, that's not sustainable.
What do you mean?
It's being fed by
rain.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's gonna stop raining?
Well, there are plenty of places where was once tropical in nature or what have you.
Oh yeah.
Are
Now they're deserts.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, and in fact, like water does water damage, that big mountain or whatever it is, that cliff could become like a Grand Canyon, or maybe this is how the Grand Canyon formed. You know, maybe it's the next type of Grand Canyon, if you will, or the next big cave, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah. All right, we got.
It's an interesting point.
Okay, I don't know why this isn't doing what I programmed it to do. You know what I'm saying? You get prepared, you tell it this and that, then it goes off and does its own thing. All right, another short video, 15 seconds. Watch this there, fella.
2, 1, go!
They free base jumping off of the falls.
Yeah.
Did you know the world
Free base jumping?
Crazy guys.
Man.
2, 1, go!
At least from my point of view, what the fuck is wrong with them?
Man, that looks crazy. All right.
Extremely from my point of view.
If angel falls is the sky pouring its heart straight down to the earth, what part of humanity do you think is finally ready to fall freely, like you saw those guys doing, instead of holding itself back?
They slavery and self control,
Sabotage?
self-controlled slavery, where you are the slave and you don't even need no slaver for the most part. I mean, they
You're,
got a
you're enslaving yourself.
yes, yes, that's it. That's all. Completely ridiculousness.
All right. Fair. Fair. Let's update the draft right quick and then I'll address that question. All right. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers took Reuben Bain Jr., an edge, out of Miami. These are the same institutions: Miami, Ohio State, Penn State. The New York Jets took the big tight end out of Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq. They say he's supposed to be the next Travis Kelce. He's colored. He's the next colored Travis Kelce. And at the same time, a lot of people thought, man, the Chiefs would take him with 6, but the Chiefs took that cornerback. So
Yeah.
right, took best player available.
Highest person on their sheet.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I was saying it. Now everybody else is saying it. I was saying it when we had Justin Fields. You know, you got to get a wide receiver to help your quarterback. You got to get this and that. How about you got to get a fucking defensive line? It's the same way. That's the way Jim McMahon was able to win.
Shit,
How about you got to get the quarterback a great defense so he don't have to go out there and chasing it all game, and he can hand the ball off to a Walter Payton and stay within the confines of the offense and not feel like he's got to do everything. Why not that? I mean, I know they go hand in hand, but
got to get the best player available. At least that's the way that
that's the best way to help the quarterback. Exactly.
Yeah.
Get some talent around him. All right. If Angel falls, okay, you answered that question. What part of humanity do you think is finally ready to fall freely instead of holding itself back? I was thinking the same thing, actually. I was actually thinking the same thing as you said it. Before you said it, I was thinking that too. Yeah. The sheepiness, right? You know, maybe the revolution is at the front door.
Yeah.
All right. Let's we had one last video and then we can wrap this up. Karen. Let's see what we can do here. Fair use. This is from Tegan Travels. It's only 14 seconds.
Did you know the world's highest uninterrupted waterfall, Angel Falls, is located in Venezuela with a staggering height of 3,212 feet and a plunge of 2,648 feet?
To think, Self, that is just rainwater.
It's retarded.
So we're on a globe and somehow water is finding its level. So this is coming down, rain gets on top of a mountain or whatever that is, a cliff edge, and then it comes down as a mist, as more rain onto the bottom part. And then it's all headed to an ocean or a river to be deposited there where it's going to find its level on the globe. Is that right? Am I understanding everything?
And it's retardancy, yes.
Yeah. And it's retardancy. All right. Ranking the top 9 natural wonders of the world, part 1. Maybe I'll get a shirt that says retarded and I have an arrow pointed up at me. See how many laughs I get. Get a GoPro on top of my head and film people looking at me.
Might be a nice way to boost TATN.
Yeah, social experiment. Yeah, facts. All right. Let's take one more look at the draft, and then we'll wrap this thing up here. No, hold up. Okay, there we go. NFL draft. Okay, the Lions. They took out of Clemson offensive tackle Big Blake Miller. Blake Miller. So they went to the trenches. Your Bears are coming up soon. We got number 25 in this round. In round 2,
What was that one?
I said the Bears got pick number 25 in this first round.
Right. What pick was the
Oh, the Lions?
Yeah.
That was 16. Let me see. 17. That was 17. Okay. Then we got in the second round, your Bears got the 25th once again. I thought we had something before that. So we got our pick 25 and we got 26. So, no, 25 and 28. 25 and 28.
Ain't that another first round?
That's second round.
But how many teams is it?
I think 32.
Yeah, so how is pick 20 something second round?
It's the 25th pick in the second round.
Oh, okay.
It's the 89th pick overall.
All right, so we got the 25th pick in the first round and the 25th pick in the second round? Okay.
Yeah. Because that's where we finished at.
Right.
So that's 57 overall. My bad. 57 overall. And then number 60, we got in some sort of trade, I think for DJ Moore. So that's 28, which is number 60 overall. 28 in the second round. And then in the third round, we got Bears. Pick number 25, which is our pick, which is 89 overall. And that's pretty much it. And then we have it's nothing until I think like the sixth round or something. So we got a lot of picks within the first. Like we should be able to get some players out there, at least get some poor and stupid athletes. You know what I mean? And get them out there and knock some. Man, we need some people to knock heads around. Self, tired of watching this soft ass. You already got a quarterback who you blaze for, who paints his fingernails. So we need some men out there, some mims, to balance this thing out.
We need dogs, period.
Yeah.
Period.
All right. You got anything else to say on this topic, bro, as we wrap it up? And then, anything else?
As far as the Bears go, we need dogs. If they're going to prove it's a simulation in a 20-year cycle, the last two champions won 20 years ago. And the Bears are next in the cycle.
Yeah, they're either going to prove it's a simulation or it's WWE out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, if that's it, it's just fixed.
Well, I mean, it's both the same. If it's WWE, it is a simulation.
Well, I'm saying it doesn't prove it's a simulation. It could prove that the NFL is just fixed.
Okay. I mean,
yeah.
Further to my point, though.
Well, all right.
20-year cycles.
Yeah, all right. Y'all heard it from him. This is what he believes. All right.
Not what I believe. I've said we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. That's what he's purporting. All right. As we wrap up part one of our journey through the world's greatest natural wonders, remember this: every place we spoke on today exists because planet Earth never rushed its own becoming. Mountains rose 1 inch at a time. Canyons carved themselves through patience and persistence. Auroras dance because the universe allows itself to shine. Nature ain't in a hurry, and it still creates masterpieces. So, if you're listening to this and feeling behind or doubting your own growth, Let these wonders remind you that transformation is slow, powerful, and often invisible until one day it's undeniable. You are shaping yourself the same way the planet Earth shapes its wonders, through pressure, time, healing, and moments of unexpected beauty. Carry this with you. You are not separate from the world's wonders. You are one of them. Treat yourself like something rare, ancient, and worth protecting because you are. The earth is an extension of you. Stay curious, stay informed, stay aware, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay true to self. Also, love yourself and others around you deeply. Remember, ask not what culture can do for you, but what you can do for our culture. Silence is violence, and continue questioning everything. The Self Love Show ain't Kansas, Toto. Peel down those rabbit holes and do your own research, but use caution and discernment because sometimes when you stare into the abyss, well, the abyss stares right back at you. Peace, self love, honor, and respect. And we ran a poll. I'll share the results with you guys. And you can get it on the TATN page.
Absolutely.
Are you more enamored / impressed with feats of human engineering or nature's natural beauty? And your options are unsure, rubbing your bum on the fence. Surprisingly, we didn't get anyone with that. Human, i.e., the Burj Khalifa Tower in Dubai. It's the tallest man-made Tower of Babel. And then you got nature, for example, the Northern Lights. 25% rode with human creations. They're more enamored and impressed with that. Feats of engineering. And 75% rode with nature. Which one did you fall in at, Brother Wordsmith?
Nature.
Same. I fell in on nature as well. We are going to cover the man-made feats at some point, then we have a comparison. And after we're done with our top 9, obviously there's going to be a lot we left off. So we're going to want to break down what those were as well on the next show. Okay. The Vikings took defensive tackle. They're just taking players so the Bears don't get them at this point. They took defensive tackle out of Florida, Caleb Banks. A lot of people had him fall into the Bears, and the Vikings just stuck their thumb up our bums with that move.
Fuck them.
Yeah, that's right. And then we got Georgia, took offensive tackle out of Georgia, offensive tackle Monroe Freeling goes to the Panthers. The Eagles are on the clock next, and y'all should have time to follow this yourself. At least get through the first round. That's the only thing they're doing today, and you can find out who our Bears ultimately select. All right, and we didn't have a riddle. So next week, if we don't get a guest in here, we're going to cover part 2, which is going to be the top 5 natural occurrences on Earth, beauties, and spotty tricks. We're going to be all over the draft on Sunday. So that's a sports / political show. Pull up. It's an open panel. All are welcome. But if you do pull up, don't forget your what?
Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.
Yeah, that's right.
You get left all wet.
That's right. All right. Are you in a position to do Wordsmith's final words out there,
Yeah.
Brother Wordsmith?
Yep.
All right. Just like a true Psychotic 3 Club, he's going to stick it out. And big ups to Dr. Law. And Karen, can we cue him some music? We got a new one here for him. All right. So, my personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's going to be Wordsmith's final words out there, out there, out there, out there, out there, out there.
It's interesting. We're dealing with the natural world wonders. I'm one. Let no man pull us under. There's some special things everyone can't see for themselves and bring themselves to the table to make sure that they are able to know what they are witnessing. It's like a king overseeing all his offspring in an infinite way. It's all on display, and I don't know what you want us to say. Evil gets slayed when you see this type of shit every day. And you're looking at something that the creator was cooking. Leave you shook with. And we only gonna talk about 9 or 10. But there's so many, we can't pretend that shit is not happening. You know the facts we in. Trapping in. Strategically, they see that we see abundance in our personality. And you can witness, you see it in our eyes and you see it in our fitness. You see it how certain of us live, and that's what we gotta aspire to get. So let's get it. Y'all know Tory Wordsmith is my own worst critic, and I'm just in it to win it. But I've been living hustling. They talking shit, but know the rumble and the bustling. We live up in the shine, you know it ain't no fakes. You gotta play a hate. You gotta devastate the crowd. Let them know they show you how they supposed to be. It's your humble lead. Make it happen. Watch you see. Words.
Do you think you are the one?
Honestly, I don't know.
You know what that means? It's Latin. Means know thyself.
Time is now, my people. We must stand
know
together.
thyself. I will eat the right foods that I
Go myself.
Cause the wrong way stole my health. I'm glad to be me now and nobody else.
Man, know thyself.
I will eat the right foods that I
Grow myself.
Cause the wrong way stole
On my health.
I'm glad to be me now and nobody else. Yo,
Bullets.
in the code and all the scriptures, potions and elixirs.
Come on, Karen. Bullets. A boomerang.
Stand your ground.
Murder is suicide.
Yeah, well, an eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
See something, say something.
You want to be a slave? Vibrate greed. Ego. Fear. That's how they make you a slave. You end up in prison.
Okay. I know for sure, charity plus humility times love is freedom.
That's how you get out. Do not answer questions.
Question everything.
We've got two who can see.
Fear is cap. It's an illusion.
Yeah. Vibrate love.
See if you can hear it. You never die when you breathe in the Holy Spirit. Swine ain't divine, the people they won't go near it. Salad bar, spit it, not your average hard here to bring you back to God. Said it just like Master Far sent you. The end ain't always happy.
And forgiveness is love's supreme vibration.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end a beef.
Healthy people, heal thy people. That's a commandment.
Yeah, just hurt people, for sure, gonna try to hurt people.
Free Larry Hoover, man, like Big Meech.
Free Jeff Ford.
Free all the guys, man.
Prison to slavery.
Check that 13th Amendment if you don't believe them. And be Yah. Walk on water.
Man. Move mountains.
Oh, Mountain Dew.
Yes, sir. Week by week, that mountain is getting weak. It's moving. Look at it.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it. Through and through. Balls to bones.
Still got them, bro.
Got mine.
Same, man. Stop snitching on y'allself. Take school serious.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Because subscribing makes you feel good.
All right, y'all. The Eagles took a wide receiver out of USC, Mekhi Lemon, so they must be moving on from A.J. Brown, who will end up on the Patriots, according to BJ Diana Rossini. And then the Steelers took Max Iron Ihianacore, offensive tackle from Arizona State. Next up, Chargers. And then you got Dallas. And then you got Browns. Then you got the Bears. I'm going to check it out. Appreciate y'all.